My name is Zina Dave, and today I will be talking about the light skin versus dark skin war and mixed race identity in popular culture and social media today. I want to start by defining a term that I hope you will all keep in mind throughout this presentation, and that term is called colorism. Colorism can be defined as prejudice or discrimination based on the relative lightness or darkness of the skin. This is generally a phenomenon occurring within one's own ethnic group. The light versus dark skin war can be traced all the way back to slavery, and when dark skinned slaves were primarily working out in the fields, whereas lighter skinned slaves were more fortunate in that they worked inside the homes of slave owners. So, this goes to show that ever since slavery, there is a perception that lighter skinned slaves were better than dark skinned slaves. And it might be hard to believe that the notion of light versus dark skin has remained relevant ever since slavery, but it's important to keep in mind that popular culture and today's media landscape have both contributed significantly to keeping this discourse alive and relevant today. Widespread circulation of specific imagery in the media, or lack thereof, plays an important role in creating popular discourse. It can be seen in today's media that there's a serious lack of representations of dark-skinned black women or men, and there's a serious overload of light-skinned blacks as being representative of the race as a whole in the media as well today. Structural racism can be defined as policies and practices that are currently in place that perpetuate colorism, such as advertising, film casting practices, and more. For example, most women seen on primetime TV shows or in hip hop music videos and even on popular album covers are primarily light skinned women. But this phenomenon is not only seen on TV, it's also seen in advertising and specifically print advertising. Many different magazines have come under scrutiny for lightening photographs of black subjects, such as this photograph of Beyonce in a L'Oreal ad, in which they lightened her skin color in order to make her more light skinned and therefore more beautiful. A very current platform being used to perpetuate the light versus dark skin war is an application called Vine, in which users can create 6-second videos and upload them to their social networks.
Light skinned girls be like,
Jordan, can you put down your number for the group project?
no.
Light skinned girls be like, you ain't got an iPhone, you can't talk to me. What kind of shoes you got on? I don't like facial hair. You got a job.
When you ask a light skinned girl for their number?
No!
Please.
As you can see from watching just these 3 Vine videos, there's a tendency today to represent light-skinned blacks as thinking they're better than the rest. So, for example, the light-skinned girls in these videos are being represented as being reluctant to give out their phone number or having ridiculous expectations for men. So this representation is a result of a long history of dynamics of slavery, but it's also a result of today's popular culture and media perpetuating these stereotypical representations. So, in my opinion, I think that blacks have a responsibility to put a stop to this war and this hatred and attempt to come together as a community rather than trying to separate the community into different skin tones. Now, this is not to say that as a society we have not made strides. Women with darker complexions are being featured more and more as ideals of black beauty on magazine covers and in the media, and it is my hope that in the future the community can really come together and erase colorism once and for all.